Raneisha Holmes is a mom, a professional, a Liberty Hill resident, and now a candidate for South Carolina House District 113, which covers Charleston and Dorchester counties. I sit down exclusively with her for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Raneisha Holmes, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, Quintin. I am so honored that you invited me for this interview. I've heard so much about you, so many great things. So again, I'm honored and I thank you.
You're very welcome. And I brought you on Quintin's Close-Ups because obviously you're one of the Democratic candidates for South Carolina House District 113, which covers parts of Charleston and Dorchester counties. And I know you will be facing current State Representative Marvin Pendarvis in June, and I'll have him on Quintin's Close-Ups in June to talk about it before the primary. But I know that obviously you are a native of North Charleston, specifically the Liberty Hill neighborhood, that is. You born and raised there.
Yes.
You received your education in Charleston County Schools and went on to College of Charleston, obviously, for
corporate communication.
That's right. Why Raneisha Holmes? Why now?
I wanted to bring a different aspect. I think our district needs a little bit more of a better representation. I kept hearing the same thing over and over, and I can understand what the public is saying because, number one, I am the public. We just need someone that communicates to let us know what's going on, and to be not only to be our eyes and ears, but to hear us and take what we say back to the State House. So instead of with the same old, I decided to do something different and throw my name in the hat.
You talk about better leadership. How would that look if you're State Representative Raneisha Holmes?
Again, communication. I think a lot less talking, a lot more listening. To see what the constituents want, what they demand, what their needs are, because they're out there. I've been hearing since I've been campaigning a lot, and people feel neglected. So again, just keeping that open dialogue, constantly letting them know what's going on, constant communication.
What's going on in House District 113 right now, Ms. Holmes?
Okay, 3 key things that I want to talk about, which is affordable housing, job opportunities, and small businesses. You can go ahead.
Oh, no. I'll just pick up there. Let me turn over to affordable housing. What state tax credit, that is, would you ask the state in regards to this issue?
First, I have to know more about affordable housing. I've been doing my research, but again, what is affordable housing? For the average person, some of the people I know, and they're educated as well, they make about between $30,000 and $35,000 a year. Many of them are single parents, and sometimes they're married or they have a significant other in the household. They may have 2 or more kids. It's kind of hard when you're just that one person on that type of salary to afford a $285,000 plus house. It's just, I mean, you can do it. You may have to work two jobs or more, but I don't think affordable housing is actually that affordable to some of the people I know in our district.
Is it affordable housing? Is it attainable housing? Or is it workforce housing in your mind?
What they're being offered is workforce houses, and there's a difference. And not even going into it, just looking at it is a difference. And everybody wants a better quality of life. I think the underlying issue when it deals with affordable housing is it starts at the foundation, the education system. And I know South Carolina kind of lacks. They're kind of behind with that. I truly believe that if the children were granted the opportunity, and I think North Charleston High is going to start doing it, offering trades where once you graduate high school, you can be a shoe-in, right, for Boeing, some of these plants, Boeing, Volvo, and Mercedes. Not only that, the parents can have some type of tutelage too. They can, and that'll be with small businesses. If they say JAMPRO, for instance, we always hear about JAMPRO. on the radio, and even sometimes on the commercials. You can start your own business, your own cleaning business. But if they don't have that, if they don't have the means, if they don't have the income to even put down to start that, if some of these small banks would go partner with some of these people, it would benefit them. They can, once they gain that, once they have that type of access, you can have a contract cleaning Boeing. You can have a contract cleaning Volvo. You can have a contract cleaning Mercedes. I just think if we take a different route, it would give people better chances. South Carolina, well, not, I wouldn't say South Carolina, but more so the Charleston area, we're big on tourism and hospitality. Everyone does tourism and hospitality, but I do not believe that we were prepared for when these plants came in. People just weren't, the trades, they weren't there.
Let me get back to housing, because I want to ask this. What incentives would you ask developers to bring into 113 to make certain these people are actually getting affordable housing, Ms. Holmes?
Again, if they were, I think the best thing that I can think of right now, of course you had to meet certain qualifications, but if they were able to partner with some of these businesses, these plants, if they're there for a certain amount of time, give them a little bit of loans, a certain loan. And then, because I believe, well, at the time when I used to work in North Charleston, the city of North Charleston, which was years ago, they had a program, and I don't know what it is now or if it's still in effect, but you're granted $5,000, and for every year you stay with the city, they drop $1,000. And I thought that was really awesome. If they can do something like that, it gives the people a chance. They have the will to stay. So you have them on at your job, at your company, for some years. You're just not giving them a certain amount of money and they bail out. They have to invest as well. They invest their time, and at the same time, their quality of life changes.
What is the quality of life right now in House District 113 in your mind?
People are struggling. Some people are good, but the root of the people that's been here for the longest, they're struggling. There has been a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of job growth, but to be realistic, a lot of it is the job growth comes from people that have moved into the state or have moved into the city, and I think that's because and I know that they're better qualified, but they were better equipped with their upbringing.
How many people have moved into your district over the past 2 years?
It's been thousands. It's you can tell by the traffic. It's out of hand. It's crazy. And it's good. People are moving in, but it kind of pushes our people by the wayside. If you take the Park Circle area, for example, it has grown tremendously. There used to be an old RN plant. My grandmother used to work, so I had multiple family members used to work there. It's an apartment complex now, and it's beautiful. Even off of Mixon has built up, and it used to be John C. Calhoun Homes.
Right.
But the demographic is totally different. And again, our people cannot afford it.
Let me turn to commitment, because I want to know this. How committed are you to making certain that gentrification in 113 is slowed down?
I'm committed to it. More so, I've seen so much people I know, so much friends and family members. If they haven't been moved out, they've lost their properties. A lot of it is heirs property. The growth of the loan is astounding. I think what is needed, the community has to voice. They have to have someone voice for them. They need, I guess, some type of outlet, some type of. I've seen a lot of homes. A lot of people have moved out. Some people have died off because it's been heirs property. Some people have taken their older parents with them at different locations. And then They leave the land, or they leave the house. They just leave it be. Some people don't pay their property taxes, and we see other people snatch them up. I've seen where the houses have been demolished, and they build something else there. Beautiful homes again, but it's not meant for the people that was in that community. They can't afford it.
Obviously, you talk about the thousands of people that moved into 113, according to you. How do you manage growth by using smart growth?
How do I manage growth?
With smart growth.
With smart growth. I really think there needs to be something done about the green spaces, preserving some of the green spaces. I don't believe that every little bit of land should be accounted for. I mean, we need something. Everywhere you look, there's new development. I think it needs to be halted. There's other places they can go. I don't know if I answered your question or not.
Oh, no worries. Well, let me turn to opportunity zones. Do you look at opportunity zones as opportunities or as restrictions?
I think it could be both. It depends on the person. Sometimes it's an opportunity, or you may feel it's an opportunity, and sometimes it's a restriction for others. For me, I've seen business, North Charleston and different areas booming, and I'm like, yeah, that's wonderful for me. And I'll take Bowen for example. I thought I was qualified, not so much in the plant area, but more so in the administrative area, because I've had numerous different experiences, but I wasn't afforded the opportunity. So like I said, I'm glad for the growth. I'm glad for those that have the opportunity, that were given the opportunity. But again, I think it could be an opportunity could be a plus for some, and it could be a restriction. It could be a downside for others.
Well, Dan, how would you make certain that there's accountability to make certain that investments come into 113 for opportunity zones?
Well, a lot of them have been given tax breaks. Some of the companies have been given tax breaks. I think that the people that live there should have some type of incentive. If they can collaborate with some people, and I use that word again, collaborate with some.
Oh, no worries. Let me ask you this, Dan. Let me turn over to the grocery store. Where is accountability when it comes to grocery stores in 113?
There isn't. No one's taken accountable. And it's just to go to show you how old I am. I can remember that and it's right off of, I guess it's Rivers and McMillan.
Right.
It breaks my heart because I see people all the time, and it's been like that for years. I can remember it used to be Winn-Dixie.
Right.
And that was when I was in high school, and that shut down, I think, before even my senior year. The people, they don't have, there's no outlet. They don't have a grocery store. A lot of them have to travel. And a lot of people don't have transportation to travel. So they have to take public transportation. I've seen many people struggling with bags.
Yes.
And it's hard. And especially when you have heavy bags, but you got to take in the weather conditions. You know, our summers here are hot, and we have rainy seasons as well. I've seen, and some of the people groceries can be ruined because of that. So I think they do need to bring something back. There's a restaurant depot that's there.
Oh yeah.
But that's not for everyone in that particular area. You have to have a business card, a business license. Not everyone there has a business license. Further up the street, you have Save-A-Lot.
Right.
But I'm sure people would love a Bilo. They would love a Piggly Wiggly. People would love a Harris Teeter or a Publix. You have to travel for those.
How then would you work with the city of North Charleston to make certain that there are also incentives that these people can come and build a grocery store here?
Not only with the city of North Charleston, but county council. I think we need all hands on deck. And the thing about it is you have to keep hounding them. You can't take yes for an answer and leave it alone and wait for someone else to pick up the ball. And you have to continuously hound them. I know both the city of North Charleston and Charleston County Council. They have a huge plate. You know, they have a huge agenda, but you can't forget your folks.
And let me turn over to something you talked about earlier, and you talked a lot about it during this interview, is small businesses. I know that you want funding for small business to do exactly what?
First, to get started and the maintain with this COVID-19, there's so many people that I know that have small businesses, and they were thriving. They were doing very well. But when this pandemic hit, it caught them at a standstill. And if you don't have all your ducks in a row and you don't have the good savings, it was hard for them to even get loans. So I think to collaborate with the Humanities Foundation,
yes.
That would be great. If they can stay, piggybacking off of each other, you can do one good deed washes another. I mean, provides for another. I saw not too long, I think today on the news, another state, I want to say it's Virginia, they've given out $3,000 loans to small businesses, and in turn, if you don't want to give the money back, you can give, once you get up on your feet, you give that $3,000 to another small business. So I think they've been overlooked. They're doing well, but they do need help too.
How much money would you set aside for minority-owned businesses in District 113?
Per business, are you talking, or as a?
Well, let me ask you this: how many minority-owned businesses are right now in 113?
There's a lot, and the reason for that is because they wasn't given. They're not afforded the opportunities that others have.
Okay.
So when you're struggling, trying to make ends meet, and you're constantly pounding and putting in application after application everywhere, or if you may get hired but it's not enough, your salary isn't enough to maintain, you have to find another outlet. So what they do is they put their funds together, they save, and then they start they start with their small businesses. They start owning their own, and I think it's a wonderful thing. You turn lemons into lemonade.
Well, and then let me turn over to another issue that you want to tackle if you're in the House of Representatives next year, and is this: adequate health care in jails and prisons. What's your definition of adequate health care?
I can think of one person right now, and I understand, it's a funding issue, probably, and there's a lot more prisoners than there are workers and healthcare and nurses and doctors that's there. But the one issue I've been hearing is the time frame that it takes for somebody. For example, I know someone who actually was diagnosed with terminal, I think it's kidney cancer or liver cancer, one of the two. And it took about 2 months and that's from being seen,
right,
not from complaining. So I think the time frame, if they can even cut that in half so they can go ahead and start treating them. But yeah, they need, I still feel that they're humans too. They have rights. They need to be taken care of, and just because of their past mistakes, I don't think that they should suffer the way that some of them have.
Now, with the adequate health care plan, how much would that cost the average taxpayer in 113?
I will be honest and tell you that I am not sure.
Okay.
But I will do my research. Like I said, I'm number one, I'm different from a lot of the other politicians, a lot of the other people that have that represent South Carolina. I'm not the norm. I'm not an attorney.
Right.
I don't have a law degree. I don't have a degree in statistics. I'm not and with numbers. But I'm always willing to learn. I'm willing to go that extra mile to find out more, to do more, no matter what it takes. So that is something I will be tasked with to find out.
And what exactly do you want to learn on day 2 if you're a state representative?
I wouldn't say as much as I can, but as much as I can. First and foremost, I would think the job opportunities in my area. That's a big one for me. I think people need to be, I don't know if there's some type of program that needs to be put in place, and there are some, don't get me wrong, because there's, I think, what is it, SC Ready, already SC?
Yes, ma'am.
They're there, and even with me, for years I've applied. I never got my application posted. I just want to know the entire process. How do they pick people, whether if we can start some other type of program, but people are out there, they're willing and they want to work. They just have to be afforded the opportunity. So I think job opportunities would be the main thing on day 2.
Raneisha Holmes, thank you so much for your time, and again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, Quintin. It was a pleasure.
Likewise.